All right, yeah. All right, we're on. All right, everybody. Hi, this is Mike Perez with Home Buyers Academy on another episode of Real Estate Ridealong, and today we are with Brice Barker, right? Did I say it right?
Yep.
Okay, good.
Perfect.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, guys.
And so we're going to just do our thing like we've done before and kind of go cruising, and I'm going to put my seatbelt on and all that, and we're going to talk shop and actually whatever comes up. All right, so enjoy the ride with us, and we'll go from there. All right, so Brice, let's start with you. Tell me a little bit about you, your family and friends and all that stuff, and let us know who you are.
Perfect. Hey, guys. So a little bit about myself. I was born and raised in South Orange County. So I focus a lot with business down here in Capitol Beach, Dana Point, San Clemente, anywhere pretty much in South Orange County. But growing up, played all kinds of different sports, anything from baseball to surfing, racquetball, mountain biking, a little bit of anything and everything. Today, you might catch me at a country bar doing some two-stepping and whatnot.
Nice.
So that's kind of what I do in today's world. And
all right. What's your favorite country song?
I don't have just one. It's just like it comes on, I enjoy it.
You enjoy it, yeah.
With
okay,
it.
yeah.
So
all right, yeah.
I couldn't say I just have just one.
No, me neither. Yeah, I love country. It's my favorite genre, and
yeah.
I can't even remember half the name of the groups that I like.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm in there with you completely.
Definitely.
Awesome. Okay, so continue.
Okay, so I mean, you'll see me out and about here and there, country bars, dancing, or concerts, or whatever's going on. Go out to the range, go shooting, whatever. So just always having fun. Love being by the coast. You'll probably see me taking sunset photos or trying to get in the water whenever I can.
Yeah, you're right. Your Sunset Sundays.
Yep.
On Instagram.
Sundays.
Yeah, I love those. Those are great.
Yep, it's always
really cool.
Always fun. And then sometimes you'll get a couple sunrise Sundays as well, but not as often.
Yeah, that's harder to do.
Yeah, a little bit. It used to be a more of a tradition growing up, all throughout high school and early college.
Really?
Years.
Taking sunrise pictures?
I would be at the beach surfing. I would be there before the sun even came up. I'd be literally standing at the edge of the water waiting for the sunrise to hit the back of the mountains. So as soon as I got a couple rays of light, I would head down in the water. Yeah. So
wow. Okay, that's pretty cool. All right, that's an interesting tradition.
Yeah.
All right.
So it was fun, but I haven't done that in a little while.
Yeah. Well, hey, you're not the same age as you were back then. That's
exactly.
For sure.
A few years older.
Back then, it was exciting to get up before the sunrise
definitely
and go surf.
Was.
Never for school, but for surfing, yeah.
Yeah.
It always depends on what the reason is.
Exactly.
That's so funny. All right, good deal. All right, so continue on with the story.
Yeah, so after all of the activities, the fun stuff, originally I was thinking about, I want to go into orthodontics. I have something for teeth. I guess I like teeth. And so, yeah, I don't know. Just something.
All right.
Usually when I find someone attractive, I usually love their smile or something.
Ah, the ivories are the first thing that kind of catches your eye. Really?
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, that's okay. Good to know.
Usually the first thing.
Good to know. All right. Mark that down, ladies. Yeah.
Exactly.
Brush your teeth before you say hi to Brice. That's so funny. Oh my gosh.
So wanted to go to orthodontics, decided I didn't want to go to school for 12 to 15 years, and started questioning people.
Oh, that's so funny. Wait, excuse me, how long? Okay, yeah, don't want to be an orthodontist anymore. Let's just be an athlete. Yeah, it's going to be a basketball star.
Exactly, something like that.
Something simple, yeah.
So I started asking around and asking questions and whatnot, and just kind of picking people's brains and trying to figure out what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And where I wanted to go, kind of how I wanted to live, and I saw a few real estate agents that did very well for themselves.
Yeah.
They had the life, they had the flexibility. They might have not had the full life.
Well,
but they had a lot more flexibility than 90% of the people out there.
Well,
so I was like,
if you have a job, you don't have flexibility. You got to clock in and clock out.
Exactly. You're stuck in a cubicle or a desk all day long.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's nice having that flexibility. I saw that. I'm like, okay, one day I want to have kids. I want to be able to be there for the sports programs or show and tell or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And just be there.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'm going to check out this industry. So
and how old are you about now?
I was 18.
Oh, wow, you're still 18? Okay, oh, wow, all right.
Yeah, so I was 18 at the time, 18, 19.
Okay.
And I was running some kids programs at the Renaissance Gym in Aliso Viejo. And one of the guys, he runs OCAR, Orange County Association of Realtors, and he gave me the opportunity to work for him. I worked with his daughters and taught them some sports, and they were always in my sports programs and summer camps and stuff.
Yeah.
So connected with the parents very well, and he's like, hey, if you want, take you under my wing, learn a little bit about real estate, because I kind of shared that I wanted to get into real estate, didn't realize what he was doing at the time.
Right.
It's like, hey, come on in, grab coffee, and we'll chat for a little bit, see where you want to go.
Okay.
So I interned with him for about a year and a half. Then he set me up with an agent out of Newport Coast. And,
Right.
She had a brokerage and she had a web development company, so I was working with her for 3-4 years. Did a bunch of property management. Then I got pulled away for a little bit, and I sold insurance. But then I was like, I need to get out of insurance. It was just wasting my life away, stuck behind a desk. And
just talking to people all day long, or trying to,
Yeah, I'm talking to people, just trying to sell them something that everybody else is selling. I wasn't selling people their dream. That's what I felt like I was doing when I was in real estate. So
that's true. You are, yeah.
Figured my way out of that. Got back into the real estate industry.
Yeah.
Started with a family brokerage in North Orange County to kind of get my feet wet again.
Right.
And once I was like, I got this all down again.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I need to find a good family-oriented style brokerage. So I found Bulk Russell, and I'm hanging my license under them right now. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Amazing brokerage, amazing setup, and I'm building my own business in a sense, and it's pretty amazing. I'm building my own clientele, and I am always the point of contact. I do have a full team behind me, but I'm always the main point of contact, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah,
compared to some of these large teams, they're like, oh,
talk to my TC or whatever, my
talk to this person or that person or that person.
Yeah, no, that's very true. Yeah, sometimes that does happen. You're right. People just they just get the deal and then they move on, and then leave you with their underlings or whatever.
Exactly.
To take care of things, and you're dealing with families here.
Exactly.
They're not just
they want to be able to trust you.
Right. They're not just the notch on the belt, so to speak. They want to get to know you, and hopefully you want to get to know them, because it's not just you're not just selling this house. Hopefully you can help them later on with their kids, and when they sell again. Yeah, it's a relationship, and you'll hopefully be lifelong. So I try to develop family relationships that'll last a lifetime. You know what I mean? While I'm in my business and while they're growing their family, and then eventually have to downsize or need money for college. Just say, hey, you might need to pull some equity out or whatever. You know what I mean? And developing that long-term relationship is really critical. And when you know what you're doing, it gives them a lot of comfort and trust, and it takes care of one of the biggest things in their life, the biggest transaction, the biggest asset. You know what I mean? And like you said, one of the biggest part of their dreams. You know what I mean? Nobody dreams about renting, but people definitely dream about, and not that there's anything wrong with renting. We're not saying there's anything wrong, but for most people, they want to own a home. You know what I mean? At some point, and there's a lot of
the American dream.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of benefits to owning a home. It's, for savings, a fixed payment where rent goes up usually every year a little bit. You're building equity and wealth, and you get to do whatever you want. You know what I mean? With the house. If you want to paint the rooms green, go nuts. Can you do that when you're renting? Not a chance. Not unless you want to get in trouble.
Exactly.
So yeah, there's just so many perks to it. And the statistic I heard once, not too long ago, I think it was from Forbes or Wall Street Journal, something like that, that for almost 90% of the people out there, their retirement assets, a large portion of that is in their home equity. That's where it's found. Not their 401k, not their stocks or things like that. It's in the equity in their home. And so that's just huge. And people understand that. I think that's why people like the idea of eventually working towards getting a home, And so that's how it works. Well, what do you see going on in the market right now? What do you see changing this year that's different from last year? I'll give you my insight in terms of the mortgage and finance part, but tell me what you're seeing on the home buying front.
Yeah, so a little bit of everything. So obviously the mortgage rates are kind of staying steady. It seems like
they dropped again. I just made a big announcement. Yeah, they dropped again. We're near 4% on some cases,
which is really nice.
Yeah, which is phenomenal, and even under 4% with some government programs. Yeah. So yeah, it's very, very aggressive right now. So
which is amazing, because then that gives people the opportunity to still keep their payments low.
Yep. Affordability goes up.
Yeah,
Correct.
the affordability. And what I've seen is there's a lot of homes that have now start coming on the market. A lot more homes are coming on the market than there were, say, the last quarter of 2018 and the first quarter of 2019.
Oh, really? Okay, so you're seeing the market pick up then?
Definitely, the market's definitely picking up.
And why do you think that is? What are sellers? Why are sellers all of a sudden coming out of the woodworks?
Well, there's so many different variations. Coming to the end of the year, everybody's getting ready for holidays. Everybody's preparing for tax season.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many different expenses at the end of the year. You have so many holidays that are just bam, bam, bam right at the end of the year.
Yeah,
and everyone just doesn't want to deal with
open houses and all that kind of stuff.
Just everyone in and out of their house. Yeah,
who wants to back on Christmas Eve? You know,
no
get
one
out.
wants to. Yeah, because if you sold your home like a week before Christmas, you're like, crap, I gotta get into another home.
That's brutal. Yeah.
So no one wants to have to deal with that.
Exactly.
So I'm seeing a lot of homes that are now coming on the market, and people in the new year, they're like, okay, well, tax season's coming up. Well, let's just figure out our taxes first, and then we'll worry about our house. So there's kind of a couple things that are pushing people's decisions back a little bit.
Yeah, but you're seeing it now picking up.
Yeah, most people have already filed. I mean, there's always going to be those last-minute people that...
Of course, yeah.
We still have
extensions and things like that. Right, exactly. Which, by the way, if you're thinking of buying a home, either get your taxes down now and be done with it, and if you have to increase because you have more income, then get them done, file them, close it, so you can show the lender you got your tax returns and they're all complete. If you have to do an extension, there's nothing wrong with that. You can extend, but you just got to just show the lender that you did an extension. And there's a form you show from your CPA, so they can see, okay, you have an extension, so we're just going to go off the prior 2 years taxes. Just FYI. Food for thought.
Perfect.
All right, cool. All right, so then you've seen people that have been maybe on the fence for the last maybe couple of years.
There's
that were waiting for whatever reason. And then I think there's probably a couple of reasons. One, it just seemed like home values were still going up, and actually they still are going up. But I think people are realizing, okay, we're probably maxing out. You know what I mean? We're not going up in value at 6% anymore. They're saying this year probably going to be around 2 or 3%. But it's still in Orange County in California, that's fantastic.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think people are realizing they don't want to miss the boat now, so they want to get in on that. And then with rates coming down, it's just kind of a perfect storm, to coin an obvious phrase there.
Yeah.
But so I think it's kind of part of what's going on, and so that's a good thing. You know what I mean? That's a really good thing, and it makes it easier. There's a lot of people that if you have to go contingent, I got to sell my house before I move, it'll be a whole lot easier to do that. Whereas last year, a lot of people you couldn't get an offer in because you were contingent. Oh, yeah. And all the agents knew, don't take that offer because look how long it took to sell your house.
Exactly.
I mean, you're going to be in escrow for 90 days. So you just kind of that's probably not going to happen anymore. Do you think?
Probably not. Just because so many people don't want to wait. Everybody's about, oh, let's get it done now. Let's get it done now. It's like, okay, if we have a contingent offer. And a lot of people don't understand what a contingent offer might be. Mm-hmm. It might be like, okay, I need to sell my home first.
Right.
So it's like if you need to sell your home or you need to get this done prior to the finalization of the home you're purchasing, it holds up the transaction, and the party selling the home doesn't want to deal with that, doesn't know what's going on, doesn't know what's the entire process of what's behind the scenes. They can't see it.
Yeah.
They're like, well, that could be a huge issue. I had a big issue with that last year. One of my clients, he was held up 6 months because they kept the contingent offer, the buyers of their home kept getting held up because they kept changing the way that their mortgage was written. The people kept falling out of escrow for their home, and so just a ton of different things changed. We went into escrow.
Your clients waited 6 months?
Yeah, we went into escrow in summer and didn't get done until almost Christmas.
Wow, your sellers are really patient. Gee whiz, they're saints.
Well,
that's crazy.
Yeah, they stuck it out and they waited just because they weren't sure what the market was going to do. So they held on and didn't realize that the market would be picking up again this year. So, I mean, it's
I'm sure I'm sure they still got a really good deal.
They definitely got.
I don't think they missed it a whole lot. I really don't. So, but that's good. Good for them. Boy, they're saints, man. That's just amazingly patient. Those guys, those buyers should be super thankful. That's absolutely right. Well, when it comes to listings, by the way, when you think about clients that you'll be running into, what are one of the, if you could talk to any seller out there, you know, without offending anybody at this point, what would you say to them? Like, here's the number one thing that screws things up when you're trying to get a good price for your home.
Talking to a seller to try to get a good price for their home.
Yeah, what would be the thing you would want to tell a seller? Here's what you got to do to get that top dollar.
Well, a lot of times people overprice their home, and when you overprice what the market is going for, people aren't sure. You actually drive less traffic to your home because say you're right at the border of $1 million and you list it for 1.1. Well, there might be a chunk of people that can't afford 1.1, but they could afford $1 million. So if you list it and then the market's right at, say, $1 million.
Okay.
So if you maybe list it at that 980 or 985 or 990 or something,
right,
slightly under, it picks up the people that are at the end, like barely affording that $1 million, people that can definitely afford it, and people see it jump on the market right away. And if you market it correctly, you're gonna have a lot more attention from 2 different angles. So that's gonna drive a lot more people to want to see your home, to want to make an offer. And they're like, crap, well, I need to make a full price offer if I want this home. And you're gonna have multiple offers, and then you can. So that's usually what I will point out to a seller is if you want the full value for your home, you don't want to overprice it. Overpricing it is just going to deter people from wanting to come
then it
see
sits on the market for a long time.
Yeah,
and then to retract, you're going to go back further than if you would have just started off with the right price, is what you're saying, I guess.
Exactly.
Okay.
And what do people say is the most valuable thing in life? It's time.
Yeah.
And you can't get time back. So if your home's just sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting, and you want to try to get into a new home, well, you're just wasting your time. You're wasting your life away.
It makes sense because it's better to be like 2% under the market than to be 2% over.
Correct.
And get no activity, and then when you finally realize, okay, this isn't working, now you got to go 5% below, just to get people thinking about you again.
And most people have already seen it online,
right? And it's old,
and they're like, why has it been sitting on the market for so long?
Right, exactly.
And why is it decreased? And why is the price changing? Why hasn't anyone purchased it?
Right.
All these whys come up,
exactly.
and so people don't want to go see the house.
Right. And
so
then on my end, on the buyers start thinking, oh, something must be wrong.
Exactly.
I hear they oh, look, it's on the, and now they drop the price. I bet you something's going on. Let's go in there, honey, and let's make an even lower offer. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh, give me a break. And then it becomes like, and then the seller just finally goes, you know what, fine, and they ended up just losing money. You know what I mean? And granted, it might be $15,000, $20,000, but hey, it's $15,000, $20,000 you would have kept if you would have just priced it right. You know what I mean? But
exactly.
And I guess that's where an agent has to do their job and really show sellers, hey, here's what it's worth. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm not lying to you. I'm not trying to price it so that it'll sell fast and so I can get paid fast. Sometimes there's that issue, and if if the seller doesn't trust you already, that's what they're going to be thinking. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, you got to make sure that you're really making sure you're protecting your seller, and by doing the best that you possibly can. Now, my advice to any seller that just is like, Mike, I'm just one of those guys that's going to be really difficult. I want top dollar. I really don't care what any agent's going to say. I know what it's worth, blah, 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 blah. Because you think that stone that you had imported from Italy is just worth every single dollar you put into it. Even though it's not, my suggestion to you is get an appraisal done on your own. Pay for it yourself and let the appraiser come out and tell you what your house is going to sell for and what it's worth. And then you can argue with that guy all you want. Oh, no, it's worth more than that. He's going to say, okay, that's your opinion, but this is what the comps are showing. And when the bank does the loan, let's say the buyer says, okay, I'll give you the price you want. Yeah. But the appraisal comes back at the price that, it was supposed to be. Well, they're going to pull out of escrow, or, you know what I mean? Because they're not going to pay over. They're not going to overpay for the house. That's just the dumbest thing to do. Nobody's going to do that. All right? And so you, as a seller, you just have to be realistic. If you're going to sell and you want to sell, go with what's real and don't try to, wait for some dumb buyer who's just going to give you extra because your house is just so cool. You know what I mean? Because it's not. It's cool to you, but probably not going to be cool to them. And the tile that you're so happy about, they're probably going to tear out the minute they get the keys. All right? So I think you just got to keep a perspective on that and just realize your house is no longer yours. You want to get rid of it, do it. But if you're going to be stubborn, I think I would just say,